I love eating food, but you never really think about how your food makes it from the farm to the table. And warmer temperatures and extreme storms are adding to the list of challenges for our farmers.
Meteorologist and climate specialist Elisa Raffa here. Elisa, you had a great visit to a nearby farm. What did you learn throughout this process?
It was so inspiring to see all of the ways that this farm puts climate resilience, at the forefront. They power the farm with solar panels. They have solar panels on the roof of their barns. And what was super cool was they also have this squash that kind of embeds some of that resilience in its DNA. It's a little bit more heat resistant and pest resistant. So they were trying to give it a try. Okay,
I see you smiling right there. Obviously, I'm smiling because we're talking about food, but the dirt, there's Happy Dirt. What is Happy Dirt?
Yeah, so Happy Dirt is an organic distributor that's based out of Durham, and they are a connection piece for organic farmers. So they provide resources, distribution, help them with packaging, marketing. They're that person, that liaison there to kind of help them with some of these challenges. So they were able to help get Wild Hope Farm in South Carolina the seed for this more resilient squash. So they were able to try it out and see how it would grow here. It's a cross between a Waltham butternut squash and a Seminole pumpkin. So it's got some tropical characteristics, and it was bred in Virginia. So it's used to being in the Southeast. It's kind of where it was born. So it just lends itself a little bit better to some of the heat and pest and humidity that we have here in the Southeast. On top of that, she's also using no-till practices, so not working up the land, which keeps carbon in the land a little bit better as well. She's also using cover crops as well, so once you're done with the crop, you want to have some grass over it. Again, keeps the nutrients and the carbon inside the ground. So it was just so interesting to see the list of things that they were doing to be resilient. It was just inspiring.
And why is this so important, and why is this potentially the future for farming?
Yeah, so we almost need to go back to the basics, right? Because the way that we've been doing farming with all the fertilizing, all of the disruption of the land, it actually emits emissions. So when we're talking about greenhouse gases, the EPA found that 10% of our greenhouse gas emissions nationwide come from the way that we're using our land and agriculture and the way that we're farming. And when you look at methane, that's the most potent heat trapper. 36% of that is emitted from our farms nationwide. In North Carolina, that number is almost 50%. 50% of our methane in North Carolina comes from farms. So these farmers were so so interested in not just, solving this problem, but being a part of the solution, right? So that's why these practices are so important, so they can slow the effects of climate change and be a part of the solution.
Well, Elisa Raffa, that's why she's not only our meteorologist, but also our climate specialist. And if you want to see her story, we have that available for you, qcnews.com.
Thank you, Elisa.